So Tech Talk.
Tech Talk.
Mark, we're back.
Yeah.
Not that we've ever been anywhere before, but other than our two.
I actually hadn't landed.
So yeah, the common question of camera gear. The other day I was at my boys' pole vault event in Gainesville and had my Sony A whatever. What is it? It's A1? Yeah, A1 I think.
With the sauce.
Yeah, very much like the sauce. Yeah. And this innocent, like other photographer walks up very young and happy in his career and like excited about shooting the event. He thinks I'm an event photographer. I have my 7200 and have my camera out, like trying to multitask. And he just starts getting this tech specs, like, oh, A1, like, God, I just don't envy.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, and he kind of, he got the impression, like, which is the right impression because my boys were about to jump or whatever. And so he knew I couldn't like focus on his conversation. And he was a Canon shooter and starts like rattling off Canon gear. And I just am so uninterested. I don't know if that's the right word, but like it's a turnoff.
Yeah, it's
and kind of the past of it. But I'm still part of it. I'm still part of that cog. So I guess the question I would ask you as a creator would be, what's in your tool bag? What do you use? Why do you use it?
well, I use too much, and that's the actually it's not. I'm glad you're saying this because there's this sort of like I think my internal philosophy of shooting kind of anything is less is more, and I think it took probably like you, probably like everybody. It took years of spending an enormous amount of money to get to a point where you realize you need like 2 lenses and a decent camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, so I have a lot of stuff. I've got tons of prime lenses, multiple different camera things, but I always end up using the same stuff. It's like clothes. Sometimes it's like
Yeah. Let's say you're finding your style by filtering through those.
I think so. So I use an R5 for stills, which is more than plenty.
What are you doing with that R5? Are you going to print? Are you doing editorial? Are you doing like architectural? What are you doing with that?
All
Okay.
printing quality is fantastic, especially with, I mean, you take a 45 megapixel camera and you're going to upscale it for print if you have to.
Which that's a bad word in my thing, but we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Even if you want to, like, it just does a really good job even at that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking like in a purist sense, but I'm saying it's all the megapixels that you're going to need. Like, I don't know. There's so many bells and whistles for things for me.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like, it's overkill for what I need. The dynamic range ain't great, but also I kind of know how to cheat that to some degree, but it's been fine. But I have a Mark IV that I love too, which actually has better dynamic range, but less megapixels.
So you have R5 mainly for stills, and you shoot a lot of video as well.
Yeah. Well, for stills or for video, that's total crap.
Okay.
It just is bad.
Yeah. So there's not an all-in-one camera is what you're saying?
Not that I mean, they
They try.
I mean,
Sony tries daily.
they market it that way.
Yeah.
And I think there's some benefit to having a decently robust video system sort of in a camera. But when it push comes to shove, if you're shooting video, like you need something that has a different sensor and a whole different thing to it. Yeah, built different. So I use the C70s for that. And the C70s they're fantastic, honestly. For one person.
I like the C70s when I work here. Yeah, I love it. The ergonomics on it, man, are just phenomenal.
They've got the stuff that it's built with, spec-wise. It has a DGO sensor, which is, for me, a first camera I've ever had with one. It's basically like a dual gain output, so your low light in those things are really good.
We probably should have given a warning at the beginning of this as far as how techy this will get. Yeah. Nerd out. Yeah.